Shalom, assalamu alaikum, my friends. So we're going to give a mini khutbah, and it's going to be a discussion about something that people are not understanding or very familiar with. So I have uploaded a video earlier to explain to you why they forced the Green Deal in a manner of the rich are controlling everything. Certain groups of positions of power have all mingled themselves in together in everyone's democracy globally, so they've decided to go and switch up and change into something that's been used since the 80s and experimented with, and it just fails. But they don't care, because as long as they have workers and slaves to conduct their business, and they control whether you eat, whether you this, whether you that, because it's going to be regulated, all these type of things. They will be needing new. So right now you have to understand that you're taking oil, which is a liquid, right? So we have in the earth, we have solid, liquid, and gases, right? These solids make matter, and matter is weight, and the distribution of weight on something that is spinning in a circle creates the shape of that structure. So we have taken oil, which is a liquid, and we're using it and we're burning it out, and it becomes some of it becomes a gas substance, right? Carbon monoxide, these type of things create from exhaust. So we're doing that. Now we're also, in the next shift, we're going to start removing uranium out of the ground. And that is also going to be placed into things such as cell phones, like I'm using cell phones, computer equipment, laptops, all sorts of kinds of different things. Now these things are being taken from one place. Let's say it's around a watery ocean type area, closer to that. It's not deep in the midst of the land, it's more over here by the water area. So now when you remove these minerals from this, now you have to understand that Shaitan, the Antichrist movement, the description of Shaitan, what he, in the image of what he is, but he's not. It's not a real deal Holly Weird. It's a metaphorical thing where they're describing to you a form of government ruling class system that will use up all the gold and the silver and the diamonds and pearls all over their body, and they need these things in order to exist, to run. Even this thing that they're creating now, which is the sixth humanoid, being AI, the son of perdition, having no soul in this manner. So this is their leading up to Antichrist Dajjal movement that they're leading up to. But however, now we have to understand this. In the process of doing this, we are also creating for ourselves on a global scale more human beings. Correct? You understand this? So remember I was telling you about matter and the distribution of mass. So when you create more human beings, which if you look at the human being body, it consists of what? 70% water. Now, if the human being of flesh is being created, now this human being is growing in mass itself. So this mass also is taking water, drinking water. So the water now that's coming from the lakes and the river streams, so on and so forth, is now being brought in, and it's now being set upon a new vessel that's walking on dry land. So notice you're depleting areas of moistness, bringing it to areas of dry land where human beings are using it, functioning, so on and so forth, right? You understand? That's going to create a different distribution along our pattern of rotation, which will create shifts in your plates, and the drainage of water due to these rips and tears through the mountain ranges, through the caves and caverns of the inners of the earth. And these things will be redistributed out because of the way that we are cultivating our land Everything is it's a living organism. You understand? When you eat something from it, you are consumed and you grow in mass yourself. So these and as you create babies, you're creating babies. These type of things. So all the time, the earth is in a living form. If you can understand, times, seasons, changing weathers, all this. It all is in accordance. You're just not seeing it in that manner. So I just want to make people aware of that what we are going and leading ourselves into is a very bad pit to fall into. I mean, if it ain't broke, why try to fix? You can make what is good better and function better and use of it better, this and that. To use that to the utmost of its par. And then once you've reached that, then go into this other new stuff and new levels of greater understanding. Because during this new technology of your having what you have, maybe you'll discover a better way of using that which you may go into next. But people are in a rush. This greed, this money, it's greed, power, control, all of this stuff. It's man and man's inwardness of jinn creating jinns that are greed and hate and power and everything that is manifested from the outwardness that we are in the garden and we're consuming, and we are making it halal haram in the living that we are in how we consume and look and view things. So that is a khutbah I want to give out about this new thing that they are driving and pushing the world into. So be prepared for it. It is going to fail because it's, like I said, we've used it already in the 80s. We tried it, everything. But like I said, they don't care because it's a new generation that it seems to be childish or ignorant or something. I'm not quite sure, but they want to force this. And they think that with the stuff that we have now, technologically wise, we can play the Jetson movies. And we can act these things out and move into these directions of living of life and have no understanding of the damage and the thing that we're doing. Now, mind you, in this also, when you consume yourself and you're growing yourself in mass, remember, in your consumption, you also have waste. So even in the consumption of what we're consuming to which we're going to be creating, that as well is going to create a new waste type, everything that is going to have to be managed and regulated, everything. We're not even sure what it might do in the long run to human beings themselves, to our water, to our food, all these type of things. But like I say, they don't care. And you have to understand that legislation doesn't happen by accident. There is no, oops, we accidentally passed a law that we really shouldn't have. Think about it. You're a grown up, I'm a grown up. Do we do things without thinking? So they know exactly what they're doing. Everything that they're doing for us is a movie. It's bullshit. Like I said, when you get down to the nitty gritty of just what I'm explaining to everyone, we take a look and we say, you know what? We can use technologies like I say, in the desert, if they have no electricity, it's good to take in solar panels that were created for them, maybe batteries for them, but then again, batteries catch on fire and you're in the desert, that's even hotter. Danger everywhere. Like I say, they don't give a fuck. They've got enough sheep. It's like what they count is the census. Once they count the census and they get and know that, oh, look, we have tripled in sheep. Corporations are looking at it because you're a slave to them. We've tripled in sheep. Oh, look, I have a wonderful idea. Why don't we just do this? If it kills a third of the sheep, who cares? I'll still have 2/3 left. And that's more than what I had started when I started with just 1/3. This is how they view things. They don't care. You can regulate population easily as well by conducting yourselves in manners of marriage. What is marriage? What is it about? The honest truths of it. Can you afford 1 child, 2 child, 3 child? Do you have the time to pander to your child with wisdoms and understandings and all the... See, the world is fast, faster, more days, fast, everything's like... I woke up today, I thought it was Monday, it was already Sunday. I woke up, I thought it was Sunday, nope, it's a work day. You know, it's just so quickly anymore, rather than people stopping and taking time. Remember, we used to write things down, now the computer does it. We used to speak to each other, now the computer does it. See what I'm saying? Shalom. Assalamu alaikum.